Fire Escape Academy Inspector Training. Here we are in Corpus Christi, Texas. This is a great little class right here. Sometimes you get a guy that has an all rusted fire escape that he's been ignoring 25 plus years. This is what it looks like. But then, so that the city will not bother him too much, they'll basically, hey, spray paint the fire escape, you know, get the fire escape painted. Scrape and paint my fire escape. And what they do is they just spray it. And the spray is so bad that the guy even sprays the building. Whoever sprays it just sprays the entire building to basically hide the fact that this thing used to be very rusty. But the fact that you've rusted, let the fire escape rust this much, every one of these welds is now compromised. Every one of these welds is compromised. This weld is compromised. And the only way I can verify this weld is through an x-ray, or if I put some bolts in here, bolts in here, see, all compromised welds now. Put a bolt in here. The fact that this is an all welded fire escape, it needs to be bolted in order to verify a lot of these connections, because somebody just painted it. This is typical. So this fire escape is not that old. This is probably 25 to 50 years old. But still, you're looking at somebody that came in and basically just an all welded fire escape. All the treads are welded. But 515 Lawrence, look at all that rust. See, this is what happens with all welded fire escapes that don't get sealed. Every one of these treads is compromised. Look at all that rust. Rust growth. Every single one got rust. This is where firemen and tenants get hurt. They start climbing down these fire escapes. These treads just give way. Damage, connection rust. Look at that. So a lot of these, they let the rust grow and they never clean them. They never deal with them. So an all welded fire escape, yeah, we can't load test it because every connection is compromised. We can go downstairs. You can see water has gotten into every connection. And that connection won't let me load test this fire escape. That connection won't let me certify this fire escape. It's an all welded fire escape. But unless I x-ray every single one of these welds at great expense to clients, the only other solution is to nullify the welds, is I have to bolt. Bolts there, bolt in every tread, bolt in every connection at the top. See? Every one of these connections has been and is questionable, suspect. Look at all that rust. Look at all that rust. What happens with all welded fire escapes? People think that they're fast, they're quick, but they're actually problematic because the water gets in there. Nobody welds and seals. They just weld it and run. Look at that connection growth right there. Look at all that growth right there. So every one of these connections going up the stairs, look at that. Rust. 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 Every single one of these treads is pose some life safety issues. Another thing that I question as to whether or not that connection is a through bolt. Looks like it's just epoxy bolted or sleeve anchored into the building. You can't sleeve anchor anything into the building. So unless it's through bolted, and again, a full test would verify that, whether or not they're sleeve anchored or through bolted. Some of these look like they're through bolted, so it should be alright. But again, that still needs to be load tested and or verified with all the rust. So again, when you let a fire escape grow and rust this much, but then you throw a quick paint job on it. I mean, they painted everything, including the walls. Spray painted this fire escape just to hide the fact that this was all rusty. Look at that. Just spray painted it right to the walls. Look at that. Spray painted right into the walls. So, this is how they hide it. Even the gooseneck. It's missing a gooseneck up to the roof, actually. Pieces are missing. But all original hardware. And all welded fire escape with treads that are all suspect. Any questions? Fire Escape Academy, Inspector Training. We're here in Corpus Christi, Texas, doing a downtown walk around. 800-649-3333.